So let me put together these three foundational sector phase change disruptions. In the 2020s, we're building a new energy, transportation, and food infrastructure. That is happening as we speak. This is not in the future. This is happening in the 2020s, right? And the key technologies, solar, wind, and batteries for energy, autonomous, electric, and on-demand for transportation, and precision fermentation and later cellular ag for food. 8 technologies that are going to disrupt essentially everything in energy and transportation. And this is going to be a phase change disruption for each one of them. The implications are stunning. Land use, for instance. Globally, we're going to have what I call the Great Land Liberation. 2.7 billion hectares of land that we use for agriculture are going to be freed up over the next 15 to 20 years once the precision fermentation disruption of food takes its course. 2.7 billion hectares by 2040. This is to give you an idea about the size of the US, China, and Australia combined, freed up from animal agriculture, both for grazing and for the feed that comes to the animal. 2.7 billion hectares. Climate change. These 8 technologies that are disrupting 3 sectors, food, energy, and transport, can reduce 90% of emissions by 2035. If all we do is invest in these 8 technologies, we can decarbonize 90% of the economy by 2035 and go net negative by 2040 and beyond. Net negative, right? We're going to free up so much land that's going to suck up basically gigatons of carbon. So all these disruptions, which are going to happen for purely economic reasons, but we can accelerate them. If all we do is focus on those 8, essentially, again, we can decarbonize 90% of the economy by 2035. And a lot of the talk now is about inflation, but the truth is that inside of 10 years, 15 years, all of these technologies are massively deflationary, massive. So I did the numbers for what we can call the American dream, which is what we consume in America on average in transportation, energy, food, information, and so on the cost of that by the mid-2030s, $250 per month. Essentially, the cost of all transport, all energy, all food, information, and so on by the mid-2030s is going to be $250 per month per person. Poverty is going to be a social choice. We can afford to give everyone on this planet the American dream, and it's going to take up 90% fewer resources, and it's going to be all clean. It's going to be all solar, wind, batteries, EVs, negligible waste from that. This is an opportunity, the opportunity to end poverty, to end, resource conflict, invasions for oil or, other resources, to end environmental degradation and destruction, to end the worst of climate change. So we're going to see deflation over the next 10 to 15 years. And I'm going to close with this slide. This is not another industrial revolution, as you will hear from the incumbents. This is not essentially the same industrial system, the same caterpillar that you add wings. This is not the old system with AI. This is not the old system plus solar. This is a radically new system, totally different system. We're going to go from breaking down resources to building them up. We're going to go from scarce resources, fossil fuels, dependent on geography, to superabundant and near zero marginal cost and negligible waste resources. And instead of being centralized as we are now, we're going to go into networks, networks of networks of networks. Think of Internet of Energy, think of Internet of Food, Internet of transportation. And this is the great transformation. Everything, the way we make things, everything is changing. But it's not incrementally, it's not a one-to-one substitution. This is a phase change disruption at all levels: product, sector, economy, society. And these all feed into one another and accelerate all other disruptions. And everything is going to change. And we are already past the rupture point for society. We can't go back to the old. And the linear view of the future is just a mirage. It is not going to happen. We have two ways to go. We have to break through. We have to emerge as a new society or crash. And collapse is the lesson of history, because every single civilization has collapsed, right? But we have the opportunity to break through and create a new society basically on the basis of what's coming. The opportunity space for humanity has opened up. We know what it's going to take from the technology end, from the production end. Only knowing this amazing possibility space will help us to build a new age for society. We don't know how we're going to organize ourselves. Right? Our organizing system, our political system is going to be dramatically different. But we need to start experimenting on the basis that it's not going to be the old plus or minus. It's not a one-to-one substitution. We should not spend our time with Band-Aids, patching up the old system, right? When the new possibility space is so huge. The only way to thrive into the next 5, 10, 20 years is to bring a new mindset, to look at all the possibility space, not just the linear view. Only then can we increase our organizational and societal capabilities and solve the issues that need solving. And in closing, this is not an energy or transport or food or societal transition. This is a phase change transformation. This is the great transformation. This is the most consequential transformation of humanity since we first domesticated animals and built the first few cities more than 10,000 years ago. Thank you. Thank you.